Hello. This is the writing prompt for the Portrait of Yourself as You Are Now assignment. And it's modeled loosely after a book called The Maxims by a French writer, the Duc de la Rochefoucauld. And in this, Rochefoucauld stands in front of a mirror and looks himself over and gives a simple, honest appraisal of how he looks. He said, "I am of medium height, well set up and proportioned, my complexion dark but fairly uniform. My forehead is lofty and reasonably broad, eyes black, small and deep set, with thick, black but well-shaped brows. I should be hard put to say what sort of nose I have, for it is neither flat nor aquiline, fleshy nor pointed, at least I do not think so. All I know that it is big rather than small, and comes down a little too low." All right, you notice he did not run himself down, but he didn't sound arrogant either. It was just an honest appraisal of what he looks like, a description, not an appraisal, a description of what he looks like. And I want you to start by doing that in this for this prompt. Start by describing yourself in plain terms as he did. Take a while. Give a complete description. Then think about what your features and your body language, your posture and such, say to other people. Some people, they might have big dimples and look like they're always smiling. Some people think they're always happy, but maybe inside they're not. And vice versa. Some people have very scowly faces and people assume that they're always mean and nasty, but they're really nice people inside. Maybe you're always slumping, so people think you got no self-confidence, but really it's just maybe you've got some bone or musculature issues. So the next, I'll read his next part here. "My hair is dark and naturally wavy, thick and long enough for me to claim to have a fine crop. My expression has something melancholy and aloof about it, which makes most people think I am supercilious, which means arrogant, more or less, though I am nothing of the kind." So think of that too. Think of what your appearance says to other people, and if that message is true or not. Okay, the next thing he writes, "I'm very reserved with strangers and not remarkably forthcoming, even with the majority of the people I know. It is a failing. I realize that, and I will leave nothing untried to cure myself. But as a certain sullen expression on my face helps me to look even more reserved than I am, and as it is not in our power to rid ourselves of a forbidding expression due to the natural arrangement of our features, I think that when I've corrected myself within, I shall still keep the unfortunate signs without." So, again, he's describing himself physically in simple terms, but he's also commenting on how his appearance might give information, might convey information to other people. We get information from a lot more than just our words. When people speak, are they fidgeting? Are their fingers always moving? Are they slumping? Are they standing up straight? Are they smiling? Are they scowling? Are they nervous? Are they calm? So that's basically what you're going to be doing here, what he did. I'm going to read the prompt to you. You are going to write a self-portrait in the manner of the Duc de la Rochefoucauld. He begins by describing himself physically in plain terms as he appears in the mirror. He also acknowledges what his appearance suggests about his temperament. Take 15 minutes to describe yourself plainly but accurately as you appear to yourself in a mirror, or as you might appear to someone across a room. What does your appearance suggest about your temperament? Are there aspects of your appearance that have associations of a history, a scar perhaps, eyes that resemble your father's? La Rochefoucauld goes on to give an account of, quote, such good qualities as he may have, and such defects as he certainly possesses. Write for another 15 minutes on what you consider to be your best qualities and your worst defects. Toward the end of his self-portrait, La Rochefoucauld tells us that he is scrupulously polite with women, and goes on to describe how he behaves toward them and how he thinks he might behave were he to fall in love. Whether you're male or female, take 15 minutes to describe how you think you behave, generally speaking, in the company of women. Do you behave differently in the company of men? Describe how your behavior is different. Think, finally, of someone you recently wanted to impress. Describe a specific occasion. How did you behave? How did you feel? How did you hope to come across? How do you think you actually did come across? This is, there's 4 parts to this. Again, your description, along with what that description implies about you to others. The second one is your good qualities and bad qualities. This is inside that you possess. What are your best? What are your worst? Third part is how you relate differently to women and men. Or do you? Describe how you relate to women. Describe how you relate to men. And most of us, whether we're male or female, do kind of act differently with the two genders. All right. Finally, the fourth is a time that you wanted to impress someone, and how you behaved and how you felt and what you were hoping for and what actually happened. So there's 4 parts to this prompt. If you don't cover all 4 of them, I'll send the paper back to be rewritten. Or if you give me a 2-sentence paper, I won't accept that. In the second quarter, I was very lenient as we were getting into this, but we need to start stepping up. I'm not looking for a masterpiece, but I want to see that you put some effort into it. So good luck on this. If you have any questions, please contact me on Hangouts.